Hi guys, how's it going? Brittany here. So we have some exciting news, something you'll probably never guess. Before I get into that, though, I will let you know what we have planned in the future coming up. But right now, I'm super excited. I just got the rest of the curriculum in for the good and the beautiful. If this is your first time tuning in, my name's Brittany. I have 3 kids. My wonderful husband has helped provide for us and allowed me to stay home, kind of be an at-home mom. But I can never just sit still, stay at home, just watch the kids. So I do probably a million things at once. I'm an author under the pen name Alyssa T. Hunter. I'm also getting ready to homeschool our children for this next year. So I'm really super excited. I'm going to show you kind of what I got in the mail here. So I've started organizing a little bit. I've got a long way to go yet. But this is going to be, I've individualized my kids' homework stuff. So just per these little tubs here. So this is my son, Hunter. So we got his language, arts, and literature. He tested into a level 4. So this is the course book. This is part 1. Bear with me here. So I've looked through it a little bit. So this is just his daily spelling dictations, his spelling drill, his reading per his reading level. So this whole curriculum really focuses on reading classic literature. They believe that through classic literature, knowledge is gained. So it's clean and beautiful writings by some wonderful artists and authors. So this book is to be used in conjunction with the readers that came with it. So this one is 20 and 10 by Claire Hutchett Bishop. So it's a puffin book. So we have the readers. I'm also ordering him. I went ahead and let the kids go online after we did their reading evaluations and choose a couple of books in their reading levels that they would like to read this year. So we have the level 4 course book. We also have the creative companion that comes with the level 4. So this is writing, art, and geography. It's the good and the beautiful creative companion. This is where we get into a lot of the beautiful artwork. And so if you're not familiar with the good and the beautiful, they are a Christian curriculum. They are accredited. I chose to go ahead and buy the courses for my children. So it is free. The downloads are free up to level 6. So it's a free download for the English language arts, the math, social studies, history, you need to purchase separately. And I did go ahead and download the free PDFs, but you miss out on this. I wanted the spiral bound books. I think for Hunters, it's really affordable curriculum. So for Hunters level 4, I believe it was around $50, $60, which I figured, if I printed out everything between the course book, the creative companion, I would spend well over $60 just in my printer's ink. So I went ahead and purchased the curriculum for my children. So this focuses on art, geography, history. I mean, look at that. The pictures are just beautiful. I'm kind of stunned just every time. It teaches the kids how to use pastels. They start with line art typically, and then it teaches them how to do like cross hatching, just to fill in the pictures and shade the pictures. So it's pretty fantastic. And it goes into the geography of the artist who created the paintings. It talks about where they're from. So every lesson is just integrated all together. They all correlate with each other between history, art, geography, English language arts. And it's really easy to follow along. So the thing I liked about this curriculum, as a first-time homeschooling mom, I was really nervous about like choosing the curriculum and just teaching the kids day to day, making sure that they learned enough information. I want them to learn. It's not that they're not learning in public school now. So we do love the public school system, but we move so often. And every time we move to a new state, the kids are either overwhelmed and really behind, or they're just so far advanced and bored the whole year. So we figured that homeschooling would give them a consistent education. So that was our personal why for homeschooling. If you're thinking about homeschooling, I recommend coming up with your reasons and your whys. We've been thinking about it for years, and finally we just decided to take that plunge and give it a try this year. So one of the things I like about the good and the beautiful is it walks you along with it. It says, don't worry about, knowing all the knowledge and all the information. Like, you're going to learn as a parent, you are going to learn with your children. So I will be learning first grade, 5th grade, and 7th grade this year. It's a nice little refresher for myself. but it teaches you through the other handbooks, like this course book part 2. It teaches you as the parent. It'll say, okay, parent, read this to your child, say this to your child, pause for a response, kind of what to look for when your child is working along with you. So I really like that. It makes it super easy. A lot of it is just student motivated. So it's like you teach, we teach together, and then independent study. There's a name for that, but I forget. And so it also came with these geography and grammar cards. So through the curriculum, you also have a calendar and a checklist for each child. So they go through, they check off their own individual list. They make sure that they are, they sit down and they do 10 to 15 minutes of their grammar cards or their geography cards. And then it says, next do the first lesson, follow along with the creative learner along with it. And then I went ahead and ordered each child a handwriting book. So I went ahead and did level 4 for Hunter, my 5th grader. So, and their levels do not match up with like the grade level. So their level 4 was like a review of 4th grade and 5th grade curriculum. So every level is going to be different. My son is going into 7th grade, just happened to test into level 7, which is advanced 7th and 8th grade curriculum. And then my kindergartner, she tested into level 1, which is right along with a review of kindergarten and 1st and 2nd grade work. So this handwriting book is a level 4, and I really, really like it because it not only works on their handwriting, but it also teaches them and correlates with the books as well, with the curriculum. So like this will say, parent or teacher, have child practice the letters and numbers you wrote on the blank lines of the previous page. First, write the letter or number in the box, showing child how to correctly form the letter or number. Then watch the child as they write, immediately correcting any mistakes. So this is just really good for the kids. It also teaches them like art. So like finish this page here. It'll teach them like cursive. It'll also teach them like never give up on anyone. So this curriculum really focuses, even though it's a Christian curriculum, it also focuses on just good society manners. So it'll be like, never give up on anybody. Always remember to be kind to one another. Speak to someone as you wish to be spoken to. And then it'll also have little like grammar, just little like poems and rhymes and rhythms to remember. So like never capitalize the names of seasons. Write that 3 times. So, and then it also, like my son's book, his other book, it'll have the kids write the presidents in numerical order. So it's not that they're just writing letters over and over and over again, just practicing letters. It actually teaches them things along the way with social studies, history, and just grammar usage. So this is the course book level 2, or level 2. This is course book 2, level 4, and it just goes along with the course book 1. So it'll have challenging word practice, spelling dictations, spelling drills. It'll have little stories that they read. So that is my son Hunter's. He's a level 4, so I'm putting everything kind of in their own little box. I will also have bell work for them, which I do not have out here right now. So that's something that they will start in conjunction with their their flashcards and grammar cards. So this box, we now have my daughter Candace's, and I hope to get these little name cards for the other tubs as well. So the kids will know, they'll wake up, they'll know that we make breakfast together. We'll sit down and have our breakfast. We'll start working on like their bell work or morning work, and then they will each get out their own individual tub and go through their grammar and spelling cards. So I'm really super excited for my daughter's math curriculum. So I was kind of bummed out that they did not have my 2 boys' math levels in yet. They only have, I think they're still working on it. It's still work in progress. They had my daughter level 1's math but they did not have a level 4 or 5, or they did not have 7th and 8th. So that's something that they plan on adding here shortly. So I really hope they get on that because I am already in love with this math curriculum. So this is level 1. This is Candace's math book. This is course book part 1. It comes with the course book part 1 and 2. It comes with a little calendar. So for her age level, they're still working on days of the week, like early morning, noon, afternoon, evening, and night, as well as the days of the week, so like a calendar. So this helps them through just the months, the days of the week, and this is kind of their checklist for math specifically. And then my daughter was so excited that she already colored her little handwriting book. So she's a level 2 for her handwriting book. And it works on, the typical first grade stuff. Thank you, God, for summer with all the flowers. Yay. So this curriculum is also big on poem memorization. So that's something my kids will get to do. This is the level 2 for the math book. I'm really excited. So my husband and I, we sat down, we worked with my daughter just on their little review, their little sample math pages, and it was greater than, less than, and equal signs. And so my daughter already got a little sneak peek at what she's going to be doing, and she picked it up so quickly. It was kind of insane how quick she picked it up. So they're already teaching them algebraic symbols because they believe that learning that from the very beginning is very important. They don't dumb down any information. It's a classical education system that they use. So it'll tell you at the very beginning of the book. So at a glance, level 1, what they're going to be doing. Identify the numbers 0 to 20. So it'll tell you the course prerequisites that you need before you can start the next level. So it has the prerequisites, which we checked all of them off. She's ready for this course level. It'll have the course objectives. So like number recognition 1 through 100, writing numbers 1 through 100, number sense and operations. You can add and subtract within 20, solve various types of addition and subtraction word problems within 20, solve equations with 3 add-ins with sums of up to 20, understanding commutative property. So it really teaches them just basics from the very beginning. I'm so excited for this. So she already learned the greater than, less than through the first little activity that we did with her. I'll show you a little sneak peek of it. So it gives you a little story because everything they do is classic literature. So you will be reading through the entire curriculum, which is exciting for me. It really builds strong readers. So this is Life on the Island. It tells you a little story. You had your beautiful artwork here, and it talks about her picking up seashells. And then it goes into the lesson, what you need to do for the next lesson. And then it will have a correlating lesson to go with it. So we have seashells here. So this is the exciting part. So I'm going to kind of leave that open here. So we have equal and not equal, and they show little pictures of seashells, which go along with the story that they provide. When you order the math program, you also receive a math activity box, which is really exciting for me. So you have this cute little treasure box full of little math counters. So we have our shapes here so they can work on what a sphere is and what a cube is. And then we have the double domino cards here. We have a little clock for telling time because this is appropriate with her age level here. We also have her little counters with dice and little game pegs here for the game that you can play with it. For this lesson, we would be using the seashell manipulatives. So I haven't taken them out of the box yet, but you take them out, you punch them out of the little cardboard that they're in, you put them in the little bag, and then you can go ahead and use them along with this activity. So they're actually counting seashells like you see here in the book. So the whole thing is just really exciting for me. This is my place value chart. It also comes in the activity manipulative box. So you have the little plastic pouches here that you keep like the seashells in and the counters in, and this is like hundreds, tens, ones. So that helps them learn that right away. And then it comes with the games, flashcards, counters, you name it, I swear it's all here. So she is super excited. We even have a tape measure. So she's super excited to start math. So that should tell you something. You know, the kids go through this, they look through it, and they're just so excited. And we've only been out of the public school for, I want to say, 2 weeks now. And all of them are asking me to hurry up and get on with the homeschooling because they're so excited. They've looked through the books. They're excited to learn. I can say that they're a little bit nervous because they think some of this stuff looks a little difficult. So they already know that homeschooling is not because it's going to be easier by any means. If anything, it's going to be a little bit more advanced. It's going to test them a little bit more. It'll allow, a teacher to work with them one-on-one, which you just don't get in any public school, and that's perfectly okay. It's just teachers do the best that they can. So this is her math program. I'm super excited about the math program. Last video, I already went over our history and our science that we received in the mail. I went over a little bit about Tristan's curriculum. He's the level 7. He's got the classic readers, which come with, I think, 8 short stories. He's going to be reading from like Tolstoy. And let's see who else. So we have, dun, 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 where are you? I was going to try to find the authors. He's excited about Tolstoy. He's not going to be reading the great big giant book from Tolstoy, but he's going to be reading the kind of the cleaner books that he wrote. So it's all about just clean and beautiful writing. So all things good and beautiful. So now that I showed you that, I can get on with the exciting news. So we haven't really told a lot of people. We've talked with some family members. So you all get to be kind of the first to hear. So it's not happening right now. We're just starting the process. We're just kind of preparing ourselves and our family and undergoing a lot of paperwork, a lot of studies. So we are preparing for adoption. So we have not yet been placed with a child. It's not something that we know we're going to do this year or even next year or the next 2 years. It's just something that we know in our hearts that we want to do. We've always wanted to do it. My husband, Freddie, and I, we started talking about adoption after our first son was born. He wasn't even a year old yet when we started talking about the possibilities of growing our family through adoption. It's been 12 years later. We have 3 beautiful children, 12 and a half, 10 and a half, just turned 6. And now we're thinking, well, you know what? It's going to be now or never. We're getting older. We want our kids to be, they're old enough now. They're going to help with the process. They understand the process. We've sat down, we talked with them. They're all super excited. They're all is really on board with adopting a child someday. We talked about how there are lots of kids out there that do not have a home or that they have temporary homes and that they maybe once had a family or had parents, and for whatever reason, they've gone through hardships, they've gone through something sad in their life, and that they need a family. They need a good family to love them. And the reactions were just so mixed from my oldest to my youngest. My oldest was just like, Mom, and we went through some pictures of waiting children that are out there right now. And he was like, Mom, we have to give them a home. It's so sad. They don't have any brothers. They don't have any sisters. They don't have a mom and a dad. Like, we have to adopt them. I had to talk with him about how, through the process, we're going to be matched with a child, and that it's going to be a long process, but it'll be well worth the wait. He's super excited, and I had to explain to him we can't just adopt every child out there. Every child does need a home. They all deserve a beautiful, wonderful home like ours, but that we won't be able to give them all a home. But when the time comes and when it's right, then it'll just be a good fit and everything will fall into place. So that's our exciting news. My middle child, Hunter, he's now 10 and a half. He kind of had more mixed emotions about it. He thinks very critically, and he's just very